you can't do it alone. It's always better when you have people that you can trust, people that have the same vision as you with the goal that you have, you know. We're in the same balloon, so we know what we're trying to go for.
Hey,
Yo, brother.
how are you?
All good, man. You?
I've been just walking to your setup. What are you doing before I walk in here?
Making people happy.
Okay. Do me a favor. It's the finale.
Okay.
So we got to do something special. Mr. JazziQ is in the studio.
Okay.
So we have to make him something different than we've done the whole series.
Okay. Does he like coffee?
Yeah, I think he likes coffee. Yeah.
Yeah, let's do something with coffee then.
With coffee?
Yeah.
With the Remy too?
With the Remy, yeah.
Okay.
Then we can call it Q coffee.
I'm teaching you well. I'm teaching you well. Welcome to the season finale of Remy Team Up Sessions. It wouldn't be a finale if I wasn't coming with the ultimate mover, the ultimate operator. I can only introduce him by his name. Is it Mr. Jazzy or Mr. JazziQ or Mr. JazziQ? That one needs to be clarified before we even start anything.
It's Mr. JazziQ.
It's JazziQ.
Yes, it's like music.
Yeah, but music is spelled with IC.
Yes.
When are you coming with a Q?
With a Q, yes.
So it's
JazziQ.
It's JazziQ.
Yeah.
So you don't get offended when people say Mr. JazziQ.
I'm even tired of explaining now. It's bad.
I think it's the first time I'm saying JazziQ. I've always said JazziQ.
Now it's became a democratic thing now. Everyone can.
It's not up to you anymore.
Yeah, it's not up to me. It's up to the people now.
Well, you've given it to the people.
Yeah.
You're on the road for the people.
Yeah.
How do you do it, man? 100 shows a month. I'm failing to understand. How do you do this process of still hitting the road as hard as you are, still being involved with your fans, still hitting social media hard? How do you do this thing?
For me, it's hectic, but at the same time, I enjoy what I'm doing, so it becomes easier, you know? So it's not like a hectic situation where I'm just like, how am I going to do 1, 2, and 3? I personally feel like at this point, it has become a habit of doing what I love, and now it's just like easy. Like everything is just.
It's not a job. It's not a job.
It's not a job. It's like my everyday living. You see, like you're a timer. You have to go pick up the kids. You know, sometimes you get home, you say parts.
Yes, I can't complain.
No, you can't complain. That's you. That's what you do. You know, so that's what I do.
So you're doing the DJing on a high level now, but people are recognizing you now through this new wave that you guys have created, this new sound that you present to the country. But it didn't start there.
Yeah.
There was the journey that you guys were on before, previously as Jazzy Disciples. You guys have been making music for years.
Yeah.
So music has been the goal.
Music has been the goal. Like since I was still in like school, you know, like music was my thing.
How old are you now?
I'm 27 now.
You're 27. You're still small. You're still a young boy.
I'm still a lighty.
No, you're still a lighty.
Yeah, I'm still a lighty.
So at school, you were just wanted to operate the music.
Yeah, I just wanted to operate the music. Even my teachers, they knew. They'd find me in class. I had a blazer. I was moving in Scala with my AirPod. So I would have like one of my headphones like up my sleeve. So I'd be chilling like this in class. So when they're speaking, they're trying to explain and whatever, me, I'm listening to music. Or maybe I chill like this, I have both of them up my sleeves like this. I'm chilling on my table there. So now they're asking me questions, the teacher's looking at me. It's like, yes, Manyoni? I'm like, yes, it's 4.
What's the answer?
It's 4, yeah. Like, do you even know what you're speaking about? I'm like, yes, photosynthesis.
And that time you thought the teacher was dumb. The teacher's telling you, go back to listening to your music. He knew the whole time what you were doing.
Hey, it was bad. But like, it's always something that I've always wanted to do.
So from being a music lover to end up being a producer, a DJ, an artist, how do you sort of be able to put yourself in that position to actually make the dream come true?
I think for me, it was just like my ethic spoke for everything else, you know, because one thing about me, when I push, you know. And like if I want to get something done, I make sure that I push for it, you know. If at some point I feel like it might not work, I'd say that after like I've tried everything that I could possibly do, then I can say, actually this thing is not working. Let's see something else. Let's find a solution. Do something different. Find another way. Operate.
But that's something that's always been in you, or it's something that you had to learn on your journey?
Well, my old man taught me that, you know. It's like you can't wait for something to come to you. You have to go get it.
On that note of going to get it, I didn't even offer you something to drink.
Yeah.
I never offer people drinks on the show. I always remember right at the last minute, so would you like something to drink?
Sure.
And we're operating the Remy way, so I have to get something.
Okay.
This one, Poison, is a special one.
Oh yeah?
It doesn't exist. Just smell it.
Smells like coffee, Mos.
Yeah.
Yo.
This is what I'm saying. You see, it's a special one. Cheers, bro.
Yeah.
So after saying, okay, I gotta go get it, it means you have to now start figuring out how are you gonna make it a success. Because going to get it and making it successful are two different things.
Yeah.
So this success that you've achieved now, what was the process in terms of getting the right people around to sort of mold a new way?
Firstly, you can't do it alone. You know, it's always better when you have people that you can trust, people that have the same vision as you with the goal that you have. You know, so working with people who have the same mindset as to where the direction is headed, then that it becomes easier.
Yeah.
You know, another thing again, it also doesn't become whack, because now we are all under the same.
Yeah.
You know, we're in the same balloon, so we know what we're trying to go for. Even when the balloon pops, we still have the same direction of where we are falling into, you know. So it's always good to have a team that knows and understands you, because you might have a good manager, you know, but also if you have a good manager, but at the same time you and the manager, you don't understand each other, it becomes,
And now it's hard to move forward. It's hard to make a decision,
Yeah.
even without you
Just
having
like,
to say this what must happen.
Yeah.
They must understand
just
how
like,
you would
okay.
feel. Having come as far as you've come now, after releasing so many hit albums, after releasing so many hit records,
yeah.
is the meaning of what is success to you changing, or is it changing you? Are you becoming a different person in the light of everything that's going on in front of you?
I doubt it. Like I feel like I was the same bro 10 years ago. The same bro that I am today is the same guy I was 10 years ago. Yeah.
Simple.
Yeah.
And there's something to staying true to the formula
Yeah.
that works for you.
Yeah. I've always been a versatile bro, you know. You can't say, okay, Jazzy today is rocking Baiting MC, just like, this guy's changing. You can't say that. Because you can check, you'll grab that. Actually, this guy is too much. You know? It's just like, he's a mover.
This is him.
He's an operator.
Hey, Doug, tell me about your favorite collaboration that you guys have had, because you guys have done amazing collaborations. Right now, you've got one of the biggest songs in the country again with Gupta.
Yeah.
And that's you, Focalistic, Lady Do.
Yeah.
That song is doing marvelous things, but there's something about every track that you on, for some reason, it becoming a smash and always becoming to pull people in on different levels. You pulled me into you know, songs like VSOP.
Yeah.
And you guys had the vision. Before I could see the vision, you had the vision like, okay, this will work like this and that, you know? But you sort of had the vision, and we've been able to build a relationship off of that, you know? And I see that thread, that every time you drop, you're always pulling people together to do something magnificent, and it always hits.
Well, I mean, it's one thing I've learned, like, through other artists as well, you know? Like, for example, I used to check like a lot of stuff with how you move. How many albums have you dropped?
One.
But every time they just like Riky's track, Riky's out, you know? It's just like how a certain movement is done. It's just like, okay, sharp. I don't have to drop every time, you know? But the certain way of how you keep your music out there is something that might work for you at a later stage, you know? So finding yourselves in particular attachments can actually give you proper direction. So you just have to decide if this is how I want to move, this is how I feel like the movement is gonna work for me, or whatever.
Because you can also get to learn through working with other people.
Exactly.
You get to learn, I like this, I don't like this.
Yeah.
This is a something I can explore, or maybe it's not for me.
So, I mean, working alone is dope, but I prefer getting in touch with people, you know? What Mpora can do for me can be something different, you know? What Pasta could do for me could be something different, regardless of them being known or not. If you see and have the vision of where that thing is, because before I drop anything, I'm fully confident about it.
You're already looking at it like,
yeah,
for me, I'm decided, I'm set.
No, it's done, it's complete. So I'm done, I don't need to. This is me, this is where I want to be. Yeah. And with me making that decision, I already know that this thing is going to work. It's going to change something. So my motivation comes from underground. Yeah, it's just like party with the English, you know? It was different. So people didn't understand, you know? People didn't understand. But that's the whole point. Like, you need to give in something new every time. Just give in something new.
Just in general, people don't give time anymore. So remember, like when you're reading a book, you're actually thinking at the same time. While you're reading, you're thinking.
Yeah.
What are these words meaning? And they have to go into your head and say, what do they mean to that first chapter, that second chapter? What are they going to mean to the future? I wonder what's going to happen.
What's going to happen?
With music now, everything is so direct. It feels like everyone gives themselves 6 hours to understand what's happening. People don't give themselves that time. They don't give that time to understand, like, oh, it's coming with this one. And that's like, I was speaking to Deb Coco the other week, and she was saying that, I was like, I want to tell some stories. She's like, hey, we don't have time for stories now. She's telling me there's no time for stories. And I thought about like, okay, maybe people just don't have time for stories, but there's always a group of people that have time.
Yeah, always.
And that's actually the most important. Would you rather have like 5% of people that actually understand what you're doing and push your stuff? Or do you want the 95% that actually doesn't care, they're just there for the numbers?
Not really. Well, I mean, I'd rather have that 5% that's gonna like stay loyal to the brand and the music, you know, rather than having the numbers which won't make sense the next time around. They
don't actually care about you.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for music, man, what do you think you would be doing right now? Where do you think you would be?
I think I'd be very hectic in the fashion industry. Yeah, because that's what I went to school for. I did fashion media. Yeah.
So that's why you come to Brazil every time?
Ish.
It's a problem.
Ish.
Always go Brazil. And on that note, thank you very much for joining us, Mr. JazziQ, Remy, Team Up Sessions. It's been a beautiful ride. We'll see you guys in the second season.